Hey guys, I'm Rogan and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. Today's topic, I'm going to be comparing cryptocurrency and precious metals, what I like about them, some pros and cons, what I've done recently, adding to my positions, and then just a little bit of a wrap up. So gonna get right into it. But right before I do, if you like content like this, I encourage you to check out more videos on the channel. And based off of what I say in this video, I would love to hear what you have to say, your thoughts regarding these two separate asset classes, what you like, what you don't like, if you have them, if you like to learn about them and stuff like that. I love to hear what you have to say. All right, so before I get into comparing the two, I'm just gonna update you guys. Recently, I went to my local coin shop, but I got 5 new silver maple leafs, Canadian maple leaves, and then I also got 10 silver quarters. I wanted to get some bullion coins as well as some constitutional silver, junk silver, 90%, whatever you want to call it. So, and then also recently, with some of my stimulus money, I invested a little bit more into cryptocurrency. I bought 7% of one Ethereum coin, so now I have 17% of one coin. I currently have 3.1% of one Bitcoin, and I have one Litecoin. So I have 3 different cryptocurrencies. I guess I could include Dogecoin on that. My friend M, I'm storing some of his Dogecoin on my Robinhood account as well as my Dogecoin. So I guess you can count that in, but I didn't buy any more Dogecoin recently. That's what I've done recently. And again, before I get into the pros and cons about precious metals and cryptocurrencies, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional or an expert. I don't do this as a job. This is not financial advice. I just want to make that disclaimer known. This is just what I'm doing, and everyone else's strategy is tailored to them, what they feel is best for them to do. This is just what I'm doing. So, getting into it. So, gold, silver, platinum, everything in the precious metal family. You know, let's just get into it. Is that precious metals, they have a 5,000 year history. They've been used as money around the world for millennia. And they've never been worth zero. They have intrinsic value, and they're accepted around the world as money. You can bring silver, gold with you, exchanges. You can get currencies in so many different types of countries. It's just recognized as sound money around the world. And it's the price of metals is determined by the spot market, but it has to be mined. It's a physical metal, and it can't just be printed into existence. It needs to be mined, and it needs to be found, and it needs to be put into coins, and stuff like that. So it's an alternative to the dollar. Now, we've been seeing a lot of money printing going on the past 2 years, and the dollar is continue to be devalued, and that's just the government can do that, and they can just print as much as they want because the value of the dollar isn't pegged to precious metals anymore like it used to be, and it's a hedge against inflation. And that being said, you're starting to see inflation in normal everyday bills. It's basically like a hidden tax, and the Fed can come out and say that we're having difficulty achieving 2% inflation, but just do a little bit of a homework. Look at the gas prices, how they've gone up recently. Just look at the price of groceries, going to the grocery store, getting a week's worth of groceries. Like car insurance, a car payment for a relatively new car, your rent, your mortgage payment. I know it's easier to buy a home these days with the lower interest rates and stuff like that. But if you look at seriously bills, everything is just going up. And people are finding harder and harder to keep up because wages aren't matching that inflation. So that's just my view. Again, ranting Rogan. So now a positive when it comes to these precious metals is that they're accessible in times of crisis. If you have them in a safe place, if you have a safe or you have multiple locations, they're accessible in times of, like, if the power goes out or you don't have any internet. You have access to hard tangible assets. If you don't own it, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So now in case of a monetary reset, they can be used for bartering. They can be used for money and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's going to happen. There's always a possibility that it could happen. 1, 2, 5 years from now, who knows? But that's just, it's always good to have, like a safety net, like an insurance policy in case things like that happen. In case the dollar is, it can stretch even, it can't stretch that far. So it preserves your wealth, and it's a good store of wealth. A lot of people, a lot of wealthy people, a lot of people on Wall Street, a lot of people, they always say that it's always good to have a certain percentage of your net worth in precious metals. Anywhere from 1 to 10%. I'm pretty heavy when it comes to this type of thing, but that's just me. And, gold is a monetary metal. It's used in jewelry and bullion mostly. But then silver and platinum, they have industrial applications like, electronics, solar panels, water purification even for silver, and platinum for catalytic converters. And the great thing about acquiring precious metals is that it's still relatively easy. I know that there's an incredible demand for them right now, and the prices above the spot price to actually get your hands on some silver is actually quite high. I dealt with that this week, and you can use online dealers like SD Bullion, JM Bullion, APMEX, Modern, Coin Mart, and then you can also go to brick and mortar locations like pawn shops and any like coin dealers or coin jewelry stores. So that's pretty much a lot of pros when it comes to precious metals and stuff like that. But like a con is that it may be difficult for you to liquidate your stack or as much metals that you have. Going to a coin store, taking them with you, or taking the time to sell them on eBay, stuff like that. That stuff takes time. But it's out of sight, out of mind. If you're in this for the long haul, like I am, it's that shouldn't be a big deal. So getting into cryptos, I'm not an expert when it comes to cryptos. I don't know if anybody is, but maybe the people who mine it are, or the people who created it. But it has a much shorter history than gold and silver and platinum and everything in the precious metal family. It's only been a thing since 2010. Again, a shorter history. But it is a good positive is that it's a decentralized form of currency. Now, what does that mean? Now, if it's decentralized, that means that the government can't manipulate it like it can manipulate the dollar. Only a finite amount of coins can be mined, and or created. And until the government decides they're going to regulate it and they're going to control it, it's going to be in the hands of the people. And I feel that's a really good thing. And something to keep in mind is that you want to make sure you're using a cryptocurrency wallet, like a digital wallet, like Gemini, Coinbase, or BlockFi. I know that you can earn interest on cryptocurrency using BlockFi. I'm not sponsored by them, but yeah. So it's only a finite amount can be created, so the government can't. So like how the government's manipulating the currency right now with the dollar. It's continuing to devalue the dollar. It's buying less and less and less. And and this relates back to precious metals because since the value of the dollar isn't pegged to gold anymore, they can just print unlimited amounts. So all of this is interconnected, and I view cryptocurrency as basically like a digital gold. And some people view it like that, some people don't. But that's something pretty cool to think about. But see, this asset class is very volatile. You can see very huge up and down swings day to day, week to week. Precious metals is more of a slow moving market, but it's slowly being accepted as a serious asset class by large companies like Square, PayPal, Tesla. They really put their money where their mouth is with this one. So it's really interesting to see these companies start taking it seriously, and as well as people on Wall Street. They're adding it, like people with their funds and stuff like that. They're adding it to their portfolio, and they're making small recommendations to other people to have it be part of their portfolio. And but so that's all great, and I also hold my cryptocurrency long term because I believe in the potential and the future of it. But mostly it's used as an investment nowadays because it's cryptocurrency, so it is currency. It can be used in some places. More and more places will start to accept it as a form of payment, but that's just going to take time. We might have to wait another 10 years for, to see a considerable change in that respect. So so one of the downsides to cryptocurrencies that I hear some people talking about, and I agree with, is that if the power goes out or if you lose your internet, you lose access to your cryptocurrencies, and that is that's something to consider. It's something that you need to be aware of and stuff like that. So it's when it all comes down to it, I'm not an alarmist. I'm not like, oh, the world's gonna end, or the monetary reset is imminent, or blah blah. That stuff is possible. I like to be prepared for anything, and that's why I like to invest in these two asset classes. So wrapping it all up, that's all I really wanted to say about this. I got the idea to compare these two things. I thought it'd be a great video to make. And again, I'm not an expert, so do your own due diligence. And there's people way more qualified than me to talk about this type of stuff. But I enjoy talking about it. I really do. So, that being said, if you like the content, I want you to hit that like button. And if you didn't like the content, if you didn't like my face, you didn't like my topic, or my shirt, just remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. If you want to see more crazy videos from this crazy guy, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and that bell notification right down there. It might work, it might not, but you could get notified. Alright guys, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.